This is a little bit of a touchy subject, but it doesn't matter if it helps somebody. If anyone out there, a loud ass squirrel eating something or making some kind of noise. Anyway, if anyone out there is like maybe in the midst of all any kinds of addictions and blah blah blah, and you're figuring out slowly, or you figured out that the people around you have some kind of motive to keep you there, purposely, or even if they don't know and they're just kind of running by default. But you've had enough experience to see that they want to either keep you an alcoholic, they want to keep you on this drug or that drug, they want to introduce more drugs to you while they think you're in a certain state, and blah 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 blah, and manipulate. Because sometimes you're just so about, it takes two to tango, right? You're just so about the alcohol or the whatever or the sex or the drugs or the this, right, that you don't see it, or you don't care. Maybe you see it and you're just like, you don't care. Eventually, I think you start to care. And the thing is, you kind of can't do anything about it because the momentum has got so strong and you like the stuff, right? That's what they're banking on. Like, I got you hooked, and they can keep you in a certain kind of location, a certain way, for whatever reason, either purposely or not. If they could have motives to keep you there because of, who knows, maybe they don't want you to get some kind of inheritance, or they want you to stay a certain way because it fits a narrative they've been saying behind the scenes, or maybe they just want to say, well, I'm helping this, they're secretly keeping you there, but behind the scenes they're like telling people, well, we're helping him out, he's an alcoholic, he's probably never gonna. But people don't see that behind the scenes they're feeding you alcohol, feeding you drugs, under the guise of, friends or whatever. Or those, you cannot, if you find yourself in that situation, let me tell you through experience, don't tell them. Don't confront them. Slowly work your way out of it without telling them. Because you just bolster, if they're doing it on purpose, you'll just bolster them up to be stronger, come at you new ways. They will never come clean about it. They will never be like, oh, you got me, you're right. They won't do it. They will immediately get like kind of flabbergasted, kind of like hurly burly, like, just don't tell them that Just don't tell them that It will not change. It just doesn't make anything better. Be glad you figured it out, and slowly work your way around it, and keep getting the receipts, keep getting the experience of you. Because once you try to get sober, you can really see it happening. You can see what's happening. And just keep making sure of it, because maybe it might not be true. You gotta keep making sure that's what's happening through your day-to-day experience, while you keep using your focus to work down those momentums. You need that desire first to break free. That's it. Just desire. Even if you can't break free. Even if you're like, okay, I see what they're doing and I'm done. But then the addiction grabs you and you're like, they kind of dangle it and boom, you're right back in their lap kind of thing. And you're trapped, right? You're not really trapped. Just give it time. Just do not confront them. That's my big thing of what I'm telling you. You have an easier way slipping out of these traps if you just lay low and you don't tell them. I was in plenty of these situations, and the further I get away from it, the more I can look back and be like, damn, them too? How many? What the fuck? And of course, you could be wrong, but you have so much memory of what is happening in hindsight that you're like, no, I see it. They knew. It seemed like they knew exactly what they're doing. Now, sometimes it can be like they just want someone. It depends. It's different. It could be completely manipulative, and they need to fit a narrative, and they need to keep you there because of this or that. Or it could just be they want someone in the same dump as them. Like, they do all this stuff, so they need someone with them. Makes them feel better. We're doing it together, It could be many other reasons too. But it happens, and I was so naive about it. And then the key thing is, there's a long time, years where I was like, no, this is happening, and I couldn't break free, even though I knew it. Well, I could. I did. But looking back, it was a mistake to confront them about it. They will never, there's no reason to. They're not going to admit to it. It's such a heinous thing to do. And the people that do this, they usually think they're smarter than you. They usually think they got you. And they've already told plenty of people how you are, right? Oh, he'll never amount to anything. He's always going to be a drunk. He's always going to be a drug addict. He's always going to be making stupid decisions. And then behind the scenes, they're feeding you alcohol. They're feeding you this. They're putting you in situations that they know you like to drink in, or know you like to smoke in, or know you like to do whatever drug it is, or they know you like to fuck, or they know you like to... They're smart, you know? So just... realizing it is the first step. And then lay low. Do not let them know you know. You have a much easier way. Breaking free, and then it takes a while. If someone spun a narrative behind your back, bless their hearts, the people who just believe it without fact checking. And it's hard not to believe it if you are an alcoholic, and they can, like, look, see? I'm like, see, this is him every time, But little do they know, you got a whole network of people just keeping you there, right? For whatever reason, doesn't even matter. So you gotta know first, and then don't get ashamed or scared or just pissed off that you can't break free even though you want to. It's a momentum thing. And if you take all the manipulation and trapping of other humans away and just take the momentum of the addiction, that's a momentum thing. It's energy and momentum and focus, and if you've been focused that way a long time, it's gonna take a way to peter it around the other way, to turn it around the other way, and then to slowly, you kind of gotta be like, what helped me a lot with drinking was, did I drink less beer than I did last month, even if it was by one? Great. The momentum is slowing down. Oh, I drank 2 less beers yesterday. I only had 150 beers. This whatever month or week or whatever. Maybe not a week. Goddamn. Oh, maybe. Then fine, and you keep letting it go. Then you can get it to like a day that I had less beer than I done yesterday. You can really, and then you can look at it in hindsight. Look, so I'm spending $200 less on this, so I'm moving in the right direction. That kept me going, seeing my progress. And then, if you slipped, momentum's a tricky thing. Keep your thoughts right about it. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just be like, we got another day tomorrow. We got another week tomorrow. And even if you're staying flat, even you haven't upgraded in beer drinking or alcohol, cocaine, weed. Well, weed's not so bad, but sometimes you want to cut that out too for certain reasons. But it's not like the other stuff, whatever it could be, or a mix of a bunch of shit, Then you can slowly, in your own domain, have the pride of the progress. I'm like, I am moving in the right direction, and you can always get out of it. Do not let them know that they are keeping you there on purpose. Or maybe not on purpose, but in my life, it was on purpose. A lot of them, it was on purpose. And it's such a subtle thing, the way they do it. They'll try to make you seem crazy. And that's how way other things are, too. Like, they'll try to subtly poke at... This is not dealing... Now I'm not talking about, like, alcohol, like keeping you trapped. Just other kind of things that people do. They'll subtle poke at you for years. Because they have a narrative that you fly off the handle, right? And now, if anyone will know, if it takes you years to fly off the handle, then they already know they're a fucking lying ass little bitch. But... poke at you for years, and then you finally have a little thing, right? It might not even be bad. And then they'll be like... See, I fucking told you. And if people aren't really smart, they don't notice that you were calm and nice for years, right? They don't notice that. They notice the squeaky wheel, like, oh, you see what so-and-so did? Goddamn, I guess he really is this way. And then they got the narrative going, and they got people's beliefs going. They're weak on their own, but if they can get a bunch of group beliefs, because the beliefs create a rally around you, and you don't have a strong enough belief in yourself and who you are, then they start to change you that way. And if you don't watch it, you might actually fall into belief that maybe I'm this way. Careful, your beliefs are powerful. If you just say, well, I guess I'm this way, the more you keep saying that, the harder it's gonna to fuck that belief over, to turn that around. Especially if you don't know that your beliefs create reality, and you kind of stack them with momentum in your now moment. So, what I really just want to do, not tell them that you know. Even if it takes you a year to get out of there, or even to move in a preferred direction, do not be like, well, I knew you were doing. Don't tell them. Don't tell them. You don't know how many people are behind the scenes. You don't know if they're paying people to fuck with you. Money talks, right? And if they can get other people to think you're a certain way, then, well, people should be like, well, he's got to pay money for me to do this. Something's up. But not everyone thinks that. And some people don't care. And some people are good actors. If you don't have good intuition, you'll never know. The wiser I get and the more I come in line with my intuition, everyone just looks so fake. And the same thing, I can't let them know that I see them. The things they're saying, there's no genuineness behind it. And I can tell they think it's coming off as a real, human thing. And it just looks so fake to me. Do not let them know you know. Just watch. Just watch the show. It's easier to get out from under people's little manipulations and group kind of gang things. And you could be in a gang thing, where a group of people are fucking you, and most of the people in the group are not bad people, but they bought into someone else's lie. So it's not like they're all, one or two people are fucking you, and they just got other innocent people to believe it. So they're fucking you by proxy, right? And you have to love them all, because I'm a firm believer everyone's doing the best they know how. And even the people who are fucking you, they have some kind of belief why it's your right to do that. Either they really got into the heads that you're really this way, or it's insecurities, jealousy. Why does he get all this stuff? Why not me type of deal? So let me humble them. Or some people think people need to be humbled just to be humbled. That's something with them. Do not tell them, do not let them know. I would have had a much easier time if I didn't let them know what I knew. It's each time I did, I got to say, no matter what kind of word you say that is completely concrete, well, they can't get around this. They will deny it. They will say stupid stuff. So let's just say maybe you have friends that are keeping you drinking and you haven't figured it out, right? But then one day you realize, every 3 or 4 days that I go without alcohol, maybe because you don't have money for it or this, here comes somebody with some alcohol, right? And you're like, maybe it's nothing, right? You want your alcohol, this is great. Happens enough, you're like, wait, every single time I go 2-3 days without it, someone comes in, right, with it. Something to be a little weird. Do not tell them. Don't tell them. They will not come clean about it. Would you? If you were caught, you wouldn't come clean about it. They will not. There's no reason to tell them. And they might say something so dumb as to, when you put them on the spot, they might just be like, well, just don't drink it. And they know you're an alcoholic, right? Or they know you have a real, and they might say something that's so dumb, and that, maybe you're friends and they're supposed to love you and stuff. And instead of coming clean or saying something else, they'll get angry and frustrated and just spread out something well, just don't drink it. Well, dude, I was 3 days sober just because I don't have money for it, right? That's good for me. Why would you do that and then make that the excuse? Well, let me put it in front of your face and you just don't drink it. And they might be so turned around that they think you're doing your favor, teaching you self-control or something. And they don't understand. They don't understand momentum and focus. And they are on this high house that they're helping you. And they might not be, dude. They might just know exactly what they're doing. But they could think they're helping you. Let's see if you had self-control. See if you made progress. No. It would have been better if you let the universe, who let me run out of money, not have a beer for a week. Instead of you letting 3 days go. It's almost always 3 days. And then all of a sudden, there it goes. Ready for the taking. Free, and it might not be alcohol. It could be any addiction. And they could have any reason to be doing it purposely, or they could just be looking inadvertently for a friend that's doing the same things. They want to have a buddy so they don't feel the shame. Bring someone down to your frequency so you're doing it together kind of thing. It could be fun for a while, but no. The reason why they're doing it, if it's purposely or not, don't get too focused on that, because that doesn't matter. It's the outcome that matters and what's happening that matters. It doesn't matter if they're so naive that they're just defaulting it, and it doesn't matter if they know exactly what they're doing and it's calculated. It doesn't matter. That will get you down a different route of maybe revenge, hatred, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. I'm so fortunate that I was already got the wisdom enough for so many years, and they didn't know that I wouldn't go down revenge or hatred, because, maybe they want to get you in a state and then kind of rile you up so they can get you to act out. And then they can say, well, thought he was making progress, but he's the same old, raging, blah, 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 blah. But they didn't know you already got so wise that you can tell it's just an act. And if you tell them about it and it's purposeful, it's just not going to go well. Things will blow up. It's like hitting a brick wall. Like, people are like, what? Yeah. That attitude where it's just like, they don't really know what to say, but they're going to blurt something out. Kind of like, well, you're crazy. That's happening. What? It's just like, and you're in your head. If you've made it to the point where you're just looking, I'm like, oh, God, it's so vague. I see now. Don't say it. Don't say it. Maybe even pretend. Take the alcohol back to your room, but don't drink it. So, they think they're doing their thing, and you can let them off. They'll calm down a little bit. Just don't tell them. Just trust me. Don't try to confront them. They are a kind of, bless their hearts. It could just be, it could be as simple as they're just in a lot in life that they feel trapped in, that they're never getting off, They're trapped in a certain kind of thing, and they just hate the world. And they have a facade that life is great. Really, it's not. Life can't be great if you're trying to keep someone, trapped in that certain kind of thing, It's not. It's just not. And then once you completely break free, and your addictions aren't even addictions anymore, and you're completely free, still don't confront them about it. You might want to. You might think you're going to come in all sober for years and be like, look, I knew you. Just don't do it. It's better not to focus on them at all. Focus on yourself, whatever it is. If it's video games, if it's your inner energy, if it's fucking cricket, if it's bird watching, if it's whatever. Focus on that, because the more of your now moment you don't focus on them, the better. Because the focus is like your beliefs, very, very powerful and very pivotal into what your reality is bringing toward for you. Sorry, just making sure I'm not burping in people's face here. Very, very important, very important. You gotta remember, a lot of people are going through this without the framework of knowing that they create their own reality through their momentum and their thoughts, and that everybody is doing it. And if you're not part of your own plan, you're part of someone else's plan. So if you don't know you're creating your own reality, people are creating their reality for you. Inadvertently, everyone's doing it mass inadvertently. Shared reality, shared space, seemingly. This is the kind of thing we like to play about here. And then not inadvertently, but if you don't have the framework of that, it could be tougher. But if you do have the framework that everyone's creating their own reality, every choice you make, you have a version of you that goes on every choice, and it's living that choice. And your inner being, your higher self, the Most High, God, whatever you want to call it, knows exactly what's going on, and it's you. It's just a higher version of you. It knows exactly what you want, even if you don't know what you want. This is why Bashar says no expectation. You think you know what you want. Trust me, you don't. And maybe sometimes you do. Usually higher on the end there, but so much hindsight, so many things looking back now. I'm like, boy, I thought I knew what I wanted, hundreds and hundreds of times. And eventually you'll loosen up the grip of expectation and just be like, okay, I don't know what I want. Okay, I thought I did. But your higher self knows what you want. You've been banging around here, creating desires depending on what's happening, and he knows what you want. And it wants to give it to you. It's there. Has your name on it. Never going to go away. And always amending. And you may know it and you may not. But if you loosen up on expectations, it's much easier for the universe to let that come in for you. But if you don't have that framework, you can get trapped. You could just think you're an alcoholic, or you're this, or you're that, and that's where they want you at. They want you to get your beliefs there. Because if your beliefs are there, then they don't gotta do anything. That gets you on the treadmill of creating that one reality for yourself, and they can kind of just sit back. Like, yeah, he's always gonna be that way. I told you, blah blah blah. And maybe in the background they're taking some money from you or something that you would have had, but you're sick and they're taking care of you, right? So you don't get that money because he's not in the right mind, right? But little do they know, they've been putting you there, everyone. It's just such a thing. Now, this may or may not be what happened to me exactly. I'm doing this to help people. It has happened to me with people. I'm not going to say exactly who. There's no reason to bring out names or this or that. Doesn't even matter. This is to help other people who could be in this situation. And it's a roller coaster. You can get out back in. But if you have the framework of what's going on, and you've learned enough and you've lived enough experience, you can get yourself out of it. Do not tell them. Do not confront them. No matter if you think you got the perfect thing to say, you got the perfect evidence, it's not going to matter. They'll just huff and puff. They'll get all belligerent. Because what happens when you have the perfect evidence and you're smart, right? And you come around and they're not very smart. What happens? Take a guess. They get louder, and like a confronting kind of thing where fists are balling and they'll get up in your face. Because what they're trying to do is say, okay, oh shit, he's got us. Let's get him reacting to this, and then all that goes out the window because now they got you interacting, and who knows, you're punching somebody, and then it's all out the window. You're not credible anymore, and they fucked you, right? And you got to start over all again. Do not tell them. Play it smart. Stay low. Know what's happening because you might not be even able to get out of it yourself. Your addictions could be so strong. You might want to, but it's like a back and forth. So just trust me, no matter if you have video footage, no matter if you have hindsight of all the years, and you're like, no, this is definitely happened. I went through it over and over. No matter if you have the perfect thing to say, no matter if you have the perfect thing to put in front of you, no matter if you bring people in and be like, see, that doesn't matter. One thing they like to do is just say you're crazy. Because no one saw anything happening, but people have your history to go on. So they could just say, he's just not right in the head. He's just a little crazy. Oh, what's wrong with you? Right? Ooh. When you see it happening, it's just like, and I'm a firm believer that some people don't know that they're doing this. Some people do, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I swear some people don't know, because if they could see how stupid they look. Best thing to do is to walk away. Because you'll be amazed at how they can get a little. It's like they're walking around in this shitty mood all the time, or this shitty vibration, right? They're there all the time, so they're acclimated to it, and they don't even know it. And when they start speaking to you, talking to you, you will get this hit of this, like, oh, and you might think, if you're not practiced, that this is just you getting angry, and now I'm gonna fuck shit up. It's not. It's them projecting heavy onto you, and you're just a deep empath and a blank slate, and you haven't learned this yet, and you could think it's you, and then they got you. No, don't do that. Watch them. Feel it. and realize it's not you. They are just trying desperately. It's an energy thing. You get up to a certain frequency, people that can't figure out how to do that themselves, they do not like the way it feels when someone else is higher. It's a relative frequency thing. It's just the way it works. And so they're going to feel shittier, and it makes it worse when you're genuinely feeling good. And I'm not talking about killing them with kindness. That is not the route. That is just another manipulative route where you're faking being happy just to make someone dip in their vibration. You're doing the same thing they're doing. That's not what I'm talking about. Genuinely feeling good. It's not going to make them... They're going to think you're killing them with kindness and you're faking it just to fuck with them. Fuck them. Who cares? You know if you're doing it, if that's what you're doing or not. Or maybe you don't, but you know if you're actually feeling the happiness in you, in your solar plexus, in your body, and if it's genuine. So don't worry if they think you're just faking it to fuck with them or whatever. Don't worry. It's all just either a purposeful thing to get you down the vibration or just the natural way that energy works to try to get the vibrations to blend in, right? But you don't have to get them to blend in. You can keep your focus and your energy and you watch all of them fade out of your life. They can move away. You could burn bridges. It could look like that. It could look like just up and leaving. It can look like people dying. I hate to say it, but death is not really what you think it is anyway. It can look like so many other things that just doesn't. Because just saying they'll fade away because the frequency sounds kind of nice, but it might not look like that. It could look like people getting fired, people getting new jobs, it could look like people finding the love of their life and then moving away, right? It can look like so many things, but they'll fade away if you do not let them bring you back down to where they're... You ever hear that saying? Don't let... How does it go? They will... How the fuck does that saying go? It's like they'll bring you to their level because that's where they're good at playing. That is not how it goes, but it's the same kind of vibe. Like, someone is really versed in being a certain way, a certain vibration, and they'll bring you down to that, and that's where they are the god of playing. And you're not used to being in that stupid ass vibration, so they'll get you because they're there all the time. I wish I could. It's a smoother way of saying that. There's a phrase, I can't think of it. But stay up, because what's happening when they're feeling like, oh, I gotta humble them, that's you staying at your frequency and you're pulling them up. They don't like it. It doesn't feel good to them. They don't know what's happening, and they're fighting, and they're tight-fisted, holding on to their frequency that they want to stay at as their body gets ripped upwards, and they want to say, I gotta humble them, I gotta do this, I gotta take revenge, why me? Why is he like this? Seems like he's not trying to get... Why not me? They don't notice how, like, they don't even notice how stupid they sound, or how... They just can't see how dumb that is. And I shouldn't say dumb or stupid, because it puts a kind of... I should just say whatever. It shouldn't, but I'm just trying to explain it, you know? They can't see. It's like the selfish thing. People who look at you dead eye, and first, before I go into this, you are a self. It is okay. You create your own reality. It's okay to be selfish. And the reason is you get born being a human and get this learned thing in you that selfishness is bad. So when I say the word selfish, it's already tinging. You're like, ooh, it's okay to be selfish. You are a self. What else are you going to be? That doesn't mean you're going to do this and that, and like, people think that means you're just going to walk all over people and be... No, that's not what that means. It's okay to... Okay. So what I want to say, I just want to get that out before I say this. People won't even know how weird it is when they'll be like, he's selfish. He does all this for him. Well, he should be doing it for me. And can't you see that's true selflessness? You want other people to do things for you. That's the bad kind of selfishness. Or I'm being selfish in a different way. I'm loving myself and focused on myself. And so things come to me and it looks like I'm selfish. You are self. But you would rather me stay at a certain level and kind of pander to what you want. And you can't see how that is selfish. That is true bad selfishness. They don't see that. They don't see that. That's the way it should be. We need to humble him. We need to bring him down a peg. He's too happy. They don't see how he's too happy. Everything everyone's striving for, no matter what it is because they think it's going to make them feel better. Make them, in a generic way, happier, right? But they see someone else happy with what they want, and no, we're going to knock them down a peg because they can't figure out how to get it themselves. And so instead of looking at them and being inspired, and some people are inspired, but a lot of people, instead of saying, oh, he's happy, he's human, that's happiness, it's actually possible. This is good. That means I can get... No, they don't see that. They don't see that they want happiness. And so then when they see someone else happy, they should be happy for them. They don't see that. They don't see the wrongness. So they don't see how wrong it is to knock someone down a peg when they're happy. They feel like it's righteous or it's the right thing to do. Or look at him. Who does he think he is? You think you're special. All these kind of things, you know. Everyone's special. First of all, even you. Everyone is. They can't see how ass backwards that is because they can't see the forest for the trees because they've been in that place, stuck in that momentum for so long. But it's so obvious. It's so obvious. Why would you get mad at a human being connected to his higher self, connected to God? That's what happiness is. Why would you be mad at that? And there's a reason. It's because you can't figure out how to get it yourself. All you can do is drink and be happy for a little bit. Fuck and be happy for a little bit. Binge eat and be happy for a little bit. Because what you're doing is you're being secondhand happiness. You need something to make you happy for just a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with that until you figure out how to really do it. Happiness comes first. Then those things that make it look like you're happy, because you got those things, they come flooding in. And someone who doesn't see that you got the horse in front of the car, they'll be like, well, of course he's happy, he's got this, this, and this. And so that's what they keep trying to do. They keep striving for the looks, striving for the looking like you have the good car and the good life and the good... And they're wondering why they're not happy. Because you have the cart in front of the horse. They can't see that. But if they get close enough, they can maybe realize it. Because it's so obvious. Why would you try to beat someone down that's genuinely happy? Because you're not happy. Everything anyone is striving for is because they think it's going to make them feel better, make them happier, make them excited, make them blah, blah, blah. Anything. Even if you are about helping other people and being selfless, and helping other people, you think that's the right thing to do. And it makes you feel better. Everything. No matter what it is. No matter what it is. They beating you down a peg, want to humble you. They think that's going to make them feel better. And it will bring you down to their frequency. It will make them feel better. But it's short-lived. Because they're not catching something. They're not grasping something. They're not grokking that they have the cart in front of the horse. Alright? It's so tricky. It's tricky. You figure out how to get the happiness just by focusing and kind of within. And then watch how things that match that frequency come into you. And you'll get this. And you'll get that opportunity. And this timing will be this way. And people will be like, they don't see it. And you can see now, probably because the way I explained it, how this is a true thing. And maybe you'll catch yourself doing that kind of thing at 333. I love it. 3333. Actually, 4 3s. Even better. So, just remember that everything everybody's doing, this is the Abraham Hicks teaching Molly Harris, she says this all the time, is because they think it's going to make them feel better. And people will even rail against this. But you can always say, no matter what kind of thing they say, well, what about this, what about this? It's always come down to, there's a reason they're doing it. It's because it's in some kind of roundabout way, it's going to make them feel better. And it could be true, and it is true, but they're doing it the wrong way. They're not doing it a lasting way. And people will live 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, and wondering why they have all this money. They have all these pretty girls or pretty guys around. They have all these friends. They have all the big house or the talent, and why can't they keep their happiness? Because it's a momentum thing, and you've practiced getting it the wrong way that doesn't last. And so you're in that rut, and if you practice it for 50 years, it's going to be hard to turn around. Sorry for you. It's going to be hard to turn around. It took me like 12, 15, whatever years to get here. I didn't just wake up and here I am. It just didn't happen that way. Quantum leaps, no matter if people don't like to hear this, while maybe it may seem like a quantum leap is possible, or maybe you might make a big leap here and a big leap there, a real quantum leap going from here to here without doing the work does not happen. And if it happens, and it seems like it happens, you have a big downfall coming up sooner or later to even that out and to get you to learn the right way. I don't use this word, but because God, I'd rather say the universe, but a lot of people use that word, so it's good to use it just to get people's attention, because God knows better. God knows that you are not doing it the right way. He's going to have to, or she's going to have to, or it's going to have to, or your higher self is going to have to knock you down a peg, not because it's out of this or that, because they know this is how you're eventually going to get the horse in front of the car. If it takes lifetimes or if it takes hours, right? Right. So, do not confront them once you figure out what's going on. And do your research. Make sure that's what's going on. Make sure. Lay low and just watch. It happened again. It happened again. After 10 times, you're like, this is probably what's happening. No, beliefs are tricky because what you really believe, the universe is unbiased. It's unbiased. It's going to give you what you believe. And that's why it's hard to change people's beliefs, because they have a history of their life showing them that this is the case. But they don't know enough to know that your beliefs are creating your reality. All right? From the moment you're born. And then even pre that, because you have a certain trajectory before you come into this life that you want to run down. Whatever it is, everyone's different. So there's like a certain pre-beliefs that are kind of like core to you to let you run this trajectory, to have the experience that you want to have, be it to learn this or whatever it is. And they don't know that, and so you can't just... And if they really have their life showing them that, that's because what you believe, say if you believe that you have to suffer and work hard to eventually get somewhere, the universe does not say, well, that's a crappy belief. No, that's what he believes. That's what will keep giving it to him. So you shore up that belief to your detriment or to your bliss, to your unknown detriment or known detriment, or to your unknown bliss or known bliss. What I mean by unknown bliss is you have a belief that's working out in your favor, but you don't know about how beliefs work, right? So you might not keep it. So your life keeps showing you this thing that's working out in your favor, right? Because you believe, whatever, maybe you believe something as simple as you're always lucky, right? It's a belief that you got, and you got it strong. So good things is always happening to you, but you don't have the core belief before that your beliefs create your reality and blah, blah, blah. So something could lodge you out of that, It might not be as lasting as you want it to be. Or you believe you're always lucky, but you also have a whole bunch of mixed baggage of other beliefs. You gotta work hard, or certain kind of things always go wrong if you're here. And, you have all this mixed bag that could work against it, since you don't know your beliefs. You don't have that overlying belief that your beliefs create your own reality. It's a tricky thing. Think of how many beliefs you have. It's a good thing to clear your mind after years and figure out what your beliefs are. But think of your mixed bag of beliefs that you just have because you're fucking bumping around here, having things come to you, and so I believe that, so I believe you have billions of beliefs and just, think about it. And your beliefs create your own reality. That's the belief you need to figure out. Because no matter if you believe in God, you believe in Jesus, you believe in Timbuktu, you believe in the sock under your bed, whatever it is, if you truly believe in it, your reality is going to show you that you're creating it. This is what And this might rub people the wrong way. This is what Jesus, if he was a real thing, was trying to teach. He didn't want people to worship him. How stupid is that? What kind of enlightened being wants people to worship him? That's dumb. No enlightened, smart being wants worshipers. They want equals. He was trying to teach. And this is my belief. So, I just showed you what beliefs are. You could believe something different. It's such a thing. Anyway, he wanted equals. Why would he say things like, don't worry about tomorrow? Why would he say that? Because worry is disconnection, twisted offness from the state that will get you to get the reality that you want. Don't worry about tomorrow. Now, is it hard to believe that? Yes, it is. But why would he say it? Why would he say turn the other cheek? Why would he say that? Why doesn't he want you getting stuck in revenge? And people just don't. People take all these core things. They say they believe in Jesus, but they do not practice that. They don't. They wouldn't be doing the stupid ass things they're doing. They wouldn't be taking revenge. They wouldn't be trying to humble people, trying to spin a narrative, all this stuff. They're all lost and they don't even know it. And so he came down, if he really did, and tried to do the same thing everyone else is trying to teach now. And he tried it, and it didn't work so well. What would happen? People hijacked religion and used it for control of the masses. Because the masses would rather worship this great person instead of realize they are the great person. And it's all in the teachings. It's all in there, the Bible. They changed it a lot, but you can still find it. He was saying, you are like me. You are like me. We are the same. We're all sons of God, not just one person, you dummies, and with love, by the way. But you cannot, the way beliefs are, you just can't spew this stuff to people because they're creating their own reality. Everyone is equally. So it's like, why even, there's not even a reason to do this, which is why I prefer to do it over the internet. I would never try to teach people in the face or stand up in front of the crowd and say this stuff. Not unless people paid me money to come to my house or something, so I know they really want to learn something like that. And I still don't want to do that, especially do it over the internet. Put your stuff on the internet, and the people that want to go will come there, and they can do it in private as their own home, and no one has to know about it. Right? You just put it out there, and the people that want to see it will come to you. You don't have to try to push it. All your beliefs. Once you understand the nature of beliefs, you see it just does not work. It does not work. And here's the other thing. I was talking to someone today. People don't understand. Since your beliefs create your reality, one person can believe this, and if they truly believe it, their experiences keep showing that, and I could believe this complete opposite. My experience is showing me that. We're both right. People don't have that quantum view how multiple people can have completely different and be right. And that's not the right word I want to see, but what I'm trying to do here. They have a black and white mind frame, the old school, outdated. If your belief is this and my belief is this, that's gonna make, he's a smart person, oh God, I'm gonna get angry or sad, maybe I'm the wrong believer, he's an idiot, and I'd rather try to make, I'm right, so I need to, it's like they don't have any leeway. I just farted a little bit. I don't want to. I've been holding this fart. I do not want to fart on camera. Just be a little lighthearted and make it a little. I got a piss and I got a fart. Went on a long walk, and anyway. So it's a sensitive, weird thing, but if you keep in mind that there's nothing serious going on here. God knows there's nothing serious going on here. That's why he could let you get into all this shit, all these problems, all these deaths and dying, and babies dying, and all this shit. That's why he lets it happen. It all happens for a reason. There's one way to get around that, make you feel better about that. But really, people don't understand what death is. And God knows there's nothing serious going on. And once you die, you jump back into his arms, and you guys like, oh, it's like waking up from a dream. Think about if you ever had a dream that seemed so real, you just knew it was real, right? And if you could have stayed there forever, you would have never known. You could just be living a life, right? And then you wake up, and what seemed like a year in the dream was only like 30 minutes, and you're like, oh, this is obviously real. But that's one way death will come to you. You'll die, and you'll be like, oh, take off that tight shoe. Open that room in the house you never knew was there. Oh, now I remember. Oh, okay, nothing serious going on. Let me jump back in. Well, hold your horses. You might want to jump back in right away. But you do realize there's nothing serious going on the whole time. It is the grand epiphany, the grand blossoming, like, oh, you know? Again, went on way longer than I thought. 444! I should have ended it right there. 444. Anyway, I'm about to blow up and do this massive fart, and I might even tinkle in my pants a little bit. I did not want it on the camera, so I got to go, babies.